Hello, and welcome to the 111 Pine Street Life Safety presentation. My name is Jason McAuliffe, and I'm the High-Rise Life Safety Director here at 111 Pine Street. 111 Pine Street is a multi-use commercial and retail property. It has 5 passenger elevators that serve the lobby through the 18th floor. We have a shuttle elevator that serves the bank branch and goes from the basement to the 2nd floor. There's one sidewalk elevator that is used for deliveries. The building is equipped with 2 open smoke shafts in the stairwells. They're also called smoke-proof enclosures. They both run the entire length of the building from bottom to top and have been designed to allow smoke to escape in the event of a fire so that the building occupants may exit more safely. We will start today with the fire safety program. This includes tenant wardens, floor wardens, searchers, stairwell monitors, elevator monitors, and assistance for the disabled. The tenant warden has several responsibilities. Some of these responsibilities are to implement your firm's emergency procedures plan, update contact information for emergencies, and communicate to the building management office. Help to coordinate the life safety presentation that we're discussing today to the rest of your firm. Know where the fire extinguishers, manual alarms, and exits are located and their use. The tenant warden should also report any hazards to building management for correcting. Please update and maintain your firm's emergency supplies. Wardens should be easily identified. The use of caps, hard hats, armbands, bright vests, and jackets are highly recommended. Floor wardens. Each floor should have an assigned tenant warden, someone who leads in your area of assignment. The floor wardens should exercise their authority during any emergency or drill. Floor wardens should guide all personnel to the emergency exit stairwells. Please listen to the fire alarm message and remind tenants of their relocation floor. Become familiar with all fire and emergency related equipment, including their locations. Be familiar with the floor and the area that you are responsible for, and assist others as needed. Searchers and searching. Some firms may incorporate searchers, otherwise it's the floor warden's responsibility. These responsibilities include checking areas such as offices, conference rooms, cubicles, storage and supply areas, server rooms, IT closets, and IDF rooms, break rooms, and restrooms. Stairwell monitors. Remind all personnel to follow the green or red illuminated exit signs on the ceilings. Please close all doors and do not lock them. If possible, mark all vacated rooms with a post-it note on the door and just below the doorknob level. This is for the fire department to identify the room that has been checked, because remember, smoke rises. Have a predetermined place to meet with the tenant warden or floor warden on your floor before relocating. Report to the tenant warden any names and locations of any personnel who refuse to relocate and or those who may need special assistance. Stairwell exits. We have 2 stairwell exits. One is located at the west side of the building and is considered stair 1. The other is located at the east side of the building and is considered stairwell 2. Before entering the stairwell, is the stairwell safe to enter? Is there smoke? Is there heat? If the exit is unsafe, redirect personnel to the other stairwell. Exit into the stairwells in a single file manner. Stay to the right of the hallways and the stairwells. The fire department and engineering will be coming up the stairwell to investigate the cause of the alarm or to assess the emergency situation. These stairwells have been retrofitted with electrified locks that will unlock in the event of a fire alarm activation. Our emergency stairwell lighting has been updated to provide safe egress in case of emergency or power outage. Always remain calm and quiet. High heels and raised shoes should be removed. Remember to walk and never run. Do not push anyone because this can only increase the risk of spreading panic. And please always use the handrails. Disabled assistance. Please provide the building a list of all persons who may require assistance in the event of an emergency. This list is located and maintained at the fire control room on the first floor for the San Francisco Fire Department. The tenants must maintain this list and update it with current injuries and/or pregnancies as needed. Assist personnel who require assistance to the emergency exit stairwell. Wait outside the stairwell door for the fire department, who will relocate personnel who need assistance. The building has installed a two-way intercom system. The new two-way intercom system was installed for trapped or injured personnel needing assistance in the lobby or the stairwells. Please press the red button and the intercom phone will ring in the main lobby. The phone will be answered by the lobby guard or the fire department. Indicate your floor and current situation so that assistance may be sent to your area. Next, we will be covering fire protection devices. Device activation. If a device detects fire or smoke, this will cause an automatic activation of the fire alarm. Strobe lights will flash and alarms will sound. This will be followed by an important announcement. Fire smoke doors in the hallways will release, close, and latch. The fans will automatically shut off to prevent supplying fresh air to the fire. They will also prevent the spread of smoke. Fire department will be notified and dispatched by our monitoring service, and the lobby guard will also be calling 911 to ensure the correct location. The fire panel will enunciate the floor, type of device activation, and the location on the floor of alarm. The first type of activation would be an automatic fire sprinkler. Reminder, the sprinklers are designed for water distribution. The picture on the left is a typical calculation of how a fire sprinkler is supposed to operate. Remember, do not stack boxes too high as this can cause an obstruction and the proper operation of the sprinkler devices. You must maintain 18 inches of clearance. Nothing should ever be hung from the head that will hinder the operation of the sprinkler system devices. The next type of activation was a smoke detector. They are located throughout the building. They function by detecting smoke through photoelectric or ionization methods. A smoke detector will activate the building's fire alarm system. If smoke is detected on the second floor through the 18th floor in the elevator lobby, this will automatically recall the elevators to the first floor. If smoke is detected in the first floor elevator lobby, this will recall the elevators to the basement. Never attempt to cover or tamper with a smoke detector. Please always contact your building engineer or building management office if you have any questions. Manual alarms or pull stations. These pull stations are located at the east and west emergency stairwell exits. There are a few located in the elevator lobbies. Do not block them with plants, scooters, carts, or printers. NFPA states that you shall maintain a minimum of 36 inches of clearance at all fire equipment. This includes pull stations, fire equipment, fire extinguisher, hoses, and risers. Only use pull stations for fire emergencies. Fire extinguishers are also located within 10 feet of the emergency exits. The fire department generally does not recommend fighting fires. They would refer you to the acronym FIRE, which means find, isolate, report, and exit. Should you choose to fight a small fire, like a smoldering trash can, you should pull the alarm first. Fire extinguishing devices and fire extinguishers. As mentioned earlier, there are fire extinguishers located near the stairwell exits. An easy acronym to remember how to use a fire extinguisher is PASS. P is for pull. Pull the pin at the top of the fire extinguisher. A is for aim. Aim the nozzle at the base of the fire. S is for squeeze. Squeeze the handle to discharge the extinguisher. If you release the handle, the discharge will stop. You should be approximately 8 feet away from the fire. The last S is sweep. Sweep the nozzle back and forth at the base of the fire. After the fire appears to be out, watch it carefully since it may reignite. Another acronym to remember is RACE. R is for rescue and relocate anyone in immediate danger. A, alert others by activating the building's fire alarm. C, confine the emergency by closing the doors. E, evacuate immediately. Do not use the elevators, use the stairs. Public address systems. High-rise commercial buildings built before 1975, which are over 100 feet in height, and newer buildings all have PA systems installed. In buildings that relocate, announcements will be made to all moving floors. This includes relocation and receiving instructions. The message you will hear will convey data concerning the incident using a pre-recorded script. This is to ensure that the same information is relayed accurately every time. The message will be read at least twice to ensure that the entire floor affected will acknowledge the emergency. Also remember that the fire alarm itself is a form of communication. It is very important that the sound of the alarm be quickly identified and reacted to correctly. The fire alarm at 111 Pine Street is equipped with a public address system. The public address system will emit messages from the fire alarm speakers. Pay attention to all messages and tones. Follow the instructions. Never disregard the instructions. If a tone emits from the speaker without a message, begin to relocate for your safety. A typical relocation message would be this: attention, attention. May I have your attention, please? A fire emergency has been reported on your floor. Please proceed to the nearest stairwell and relocate to your designated level. With the new fire alarm installed at 111 Pine Street, the city has issued a new relocation matrix. At the end of this presentation, the last slide will be a copy of the matrix that you can review. Please identify your floor and figure out where you're going to go in case of an emergency. Please notice the red block in the middle of the building. The city has designated that the 8th through the 11th floor are considered one floor due to the open stairwells. Please listen to all automated message and follow the signs to the stairwell and proceed to your relocation floor. Smoke doors. Smoke doors are located in elevator lobbies and exit corridors. They are connected to the building's fire alarm system and will release when the alarms are active. They help to prevent smoke from traveling to other floors and is designed to create a safe path to the emergency exits. They will close and latch and generally do not lock. To open a set of smoke doors that have been closed, simply push the pad or turn the lever and proceed through the door. Exiting from the elevator lobby during a fire alarm activation. If you become trapped in an elevator lobby for any emergency and the doors do not unlock, press the green exit button. An alarm will sound and the door will unlock momentarily. Proceed through the fire doors to the closest emergency exit stairwell. Emergency stairwells and exit doors. As mentioned earlier in the presentation, these emergency stairwell doors are located at the east and west side of each floor. Remind all personnel to follow the illuminated exit signs on the ceilings or above the exit doors. The picture on the left is a typical evacuation floor plan. This one is from the 4th floor elevator lobby. The blue star will indicate where you are on the floor. The green dotted line will indicate safe path to the emergency exits. The picture on the right is a typical emergency exit that leads to the stairwells at 111 Pine Street. Emergency stairwells exit doors. Remember, do not tamper with or damage the emergency stairwell doors. Do not apply tape, weather stripping, or prop open the emergency stairwell doors at any time. Never use door stops or wedges to hold open fire doors, including suite entry doors. Any of the above can cause a malfunction with the door and its designed purpose. The stairwell doors are fire-rated doors, which means they're meant to seal out and contain fire for usually 90 minutes. Audio and visual notification appliances. Notification appliances. There are a few different types of notification appliances throughout the building. Some of them are speakers only, and some of them are strobes only. There's also combination speaker strobes. These are typical pictures that you'll see as you walk around the building. High-rise building relocation. Relocation. Relocation is a concept employed in high-rise buildings for moving those in the immediate area of the alarm or fire and relocating them away from the threat to allow firefighters access for initial assessment and attack. Typically, this is the fire floor, 1 above and 2 below. If a floor has a center open stairwell, they may be treated as one floor. Relocation is the first step of the process to allow the firefighters a chance to determine scope and magnitude of a fire. Further relocation or evacuation may be ordered by the fire department. Relocation is based upon a time factor. The NFPA estimates that a 50-story building fully occupied would take approximately 2 hours and 11 minutes to totally evacuate using only one stairwell. This is unacceptable, hence the creation of relocation. Relocating by 4 or more floors is mandated by the San Francisco Fire Code, which should be performed in 4 minutes or less. A low-rise is usually considered basement through the 6th floor and evacuates. The high-rise area of the building would be 7th through the 18th floor and usually relocates. You may be required to relocate more than 4 floors. Please review your relocation matrix mentioned earlier. Should you encounter an obstruction in the stairwell, enter the floor and cross over to the opposite stairwell. When in the stairwell, if you encounter a stairwell door that will not open, continue walking down until you find a door that will open or until you have evacuated the building. This is an example of the exit path to the street. As you continue through the stairwells, you will see the green and yellow lines exit out onto Front Street. These are the stairwell exits to the street. If you receive a message to evacuate, this is where you will exit the building. The west door, east door, and the branch exit all exit out onto Front Street. Here is a fire scenario at our building. As an example, say there's a fire on the 16th floor. It's either activated by a sprinkler head, pull station, or a smoke detector. After the activation of the fire alarm on the 16th floor, the 17th floor above receives a message to go down to the 13th floor. The 16th floor fire floor also receives a message to relocate down 4 floors, and they will be going to the 12th floor. The 15th floor, 1 floor below the fire, receives a relocation message to go down to the 11th floor. During this building relocation process, the fire department has been dispatched and is on their way. Once the tenants have relocated 4 floors down, remember to keep the stairs clear. The fire department will be bringing up hoses and other equipment to extinguish the fire. On the floor below the fire, they will be hooking up hoses and running them up to the fire floor. 2 floors below, they will be staging other firefighters and equipment to attack the fire. In the lobby, street, or FCC room, there will be battalion chiefs coordinating to put out the fire and rescue anybody in danger. In case of alarm, always listen to the fire alarm announcement. This will be broadcast over the fire alarm system speakers for relocation or evacuation instructions. Do you know what floor you will relocate to? Upon arrival at your relocation floor, remember, stay calm. Move directly towards the elevator lobby, reception, or open area for safety. Make contact with someone who occupies the floor. Hopefully it's the receiving floor's warden. Inform them of the emergency above and advise that a large group of people will be arriving shortly. Stay together and do not wander the floor. Keep your noise levels down because business will continue on the floor you have relocated to. Wait for further instructions over the fire alarm public address system. At the conclusion of a fire alarm activation, the San Francisco Fire Department can only authorize re-entrance after the emergency situation has been resolved. Once the fire department has declared the building safe, they will inform the chief engineer and myself, and we will notify security. An announcement will be made to the affected floors, and security will notify floor wardens that have evacuated. The announcement may be similar to this. Attention, attention. May I have your attention, please? The fire department has declared the building all clear. It is now safe to return to your floors. Thank you for your cooperation. Remember, once the fire panel has been reset, the stairwells will relock automatically. Please patiently use the elevators to return to your floor. A special note for bank employees. The internal stairwell that runs from the cafe mezzanine to the 11th floor is not an emergency exit. It does not exit the building, and it is not designed to unlock in case of fire. It also requires authorized card access. There are signs posted on these doors saying this is not an emergency exit. Once again this year, 111 Pine Street will be participating in the Great Shakeout. On October 19th at 10:19 a.m., we will be playing a recorded message over the fire alarm system. This will sound like an earthquake. You should review your plan and prepare for an earthquake. Earthquake preparedness. Be informed and make a plan. Here are some organizations that can help provide the information needed to make a plan and prepare for an earthquake event. Personal preparedness can be found at the San Francisco Office of Emergency Services websites, the San Francisco Fire Department NERT website, and the U.S. Geological Survey Emergency Information website. There's also information available at the Great Shakeout website, which is shakeout.org. Be sure to store emergency supplies. Each office should have emergency supplies to last their firm a minimum of 72 hours. These will be supplies to support you after the initial event. Items should be stored and maintained in an accessible area. When the shaking starts, drop, duck or drop down to the floor. Cover. Take cover under a sturdy desk, table, or other furniture that is not likely to tip over. If that is not possible, seek cover against an interior wall and protect your head with your arms. Avoid dangerous spots near windows, hanging objects, mirrors, and tall furniture. Hold. If you take cover under a sturdy piece of furniture, hold onto it and be prepared to move with it. Hold the position until the ground stops shaking and it's safe to move. During an earthquake, do not stand in doorways. You are safer under a desk or table. What to do during an earthquake? Why stay in the building? There will be falling debris and concrete, bricks, glass windows. Most high-rise buildings in San Francisco are curtain wall buildings. The sides hang at the base of the building. There is always an aftershock risk. Public transportation, bridges, and highways may be shut down. You can shelter in place. You will have survival resources. A family will know where you are. This is a typical curtain wall installation. And this central Mexico picture is some of the debris that had fallen off the buildings onto the street below. Things to remember after the quake. Emergency service will be in high demand. Be ready to be without power, water, and phone service for at least 72 hours. Not everything goes according to plan. Make adjustments and improvise as needed. Stay alert and be aware of your surroundings. Beware of predators, hazards, and aftershocks. If indoors, stay there unless it's dangerous. Stay focused and as calm as possible. Decision making becomes easier and rational. What not to do during an earthquake. Use of electronic devices and computers. Your first thought should not to be record or live stream the event. You should not be recording on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. After the quake, check for injuries and damages. Close areas with significant damage or hazards. Gather people in a safe room or area. Place injured into another safe room or area. Use flashlights. Do not use matches because of possible gas leaks. Limit telephone use to a minimum. Stay alert and informed. Turn on your battery-operated radio or crank-powered radio to KNBR, KCBS, or KGO. Other emergencies. Medical emergencies. Remember, do not attempt to move the victim unless he or she is in a specific position where further injury could occur. First, call 911. Always err on the side of caution and contact emergency responders. Second, we ask you to please call lobby security so that our security staff and engineering department can assist the arriving medical personnel with locked doors and elevator access. Post someone from your firm by the elevator lobby to meet the arriving medical personnel and guide them to the person needing medical attention. In case of a bomb threat, keep the caller on the line if possible. Ask questions. Who, what, when, where, and why. Listen to background noises. Identifying characteristics. Call 911. Report anything suspicious to authorities immediately. Active shooter situation. Take immediate cover. Get low if possible. Take cover behind a solid object, away from you believe the shots are coming from. Always be aware of your exits and escape routes. Active shooter situations are unpredictable and will vary by situation. Security tips. Lock your doors when your suite is vacant or if you are working alone. Secure your valuables out of sight. Have emergency numbers and cell phone readily available. Know where all your exits and safe areas are. Always report suspicious activity as soon as you notice it. Homeland Security encourages public safety, and if you see something, say something. Basement exits. Where are they on your floor and where do they lead to? There are several exits from the basement during an emergency. The emergency exit through the stairwell will lead to Front Street. There's a center stairwell that will lead you to the lobby, and other stairwells will lead you into the branch where you can exit the building. First floor exits. If you were in the cafe on the mezzanine, you will need to go down the stairs and exit through the Pine Street exit or through the lobby exit. If you were in the branch, there are 3 alternative exits: the main lobby, Pine Street, and Front Street. Remember, high-rise fires do happen. Several years ago in the summer of 2017, there were 3 highly publicized high-rise fires. The Grenfell Tower in England was 24 stories high and 80 lives were lost. 70 people were injured. The Marco Polo building in Honolulu was 36 stories high. 3 lives were lost and 7 people were injured. The Torch Tower in Dubai, 79 floors. There were no injuries and no deaths. As you can see from the previous pictures, it doesn't matter how big the building is during a fire. The smaller the building, the more deaths there were. The larger the building, the less deaths there were. We can all get out safely. Avoid injury by following directions and calmly relocating or evacuating. Thank you for your time and patience. Please save, rewatch, and review this presentation periodically. The next slide will show your floor and areas to relocate or evacuate. So please pause the next slide and review your floor and your relocate or evacuation area.